She's like an angel that comes and goes.
That's great, but she's always there.
Good morning.
You're my life, you're my breath, you're a smile, you're my gas to the earth, you're the sun, you're the grass, you're a love, you're my hands, you're a bug, you're my eyes, you're a hug, you're the light in the dark, you're the spark, you're fun, you're my mom, you're a water, you're the stars, you're my daughter, you're my friend to the end, you're my dreams, you're my father, you're the ants on the ground, the miracles that surround, I'm feeling it all around, the hemisphere of the cloud, you're my pain, you're my sorrow, you're my hope for tomorrow, you're the strength when I'm hollow, you're the path that I follow, you're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift.
All that I see, all that I did, all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all.
You're the blessings every time I try to count. You're the lessons that I learn every time I turn around. You're the water that I burn every time I think I found everything I'm looking for. You're the sign saying stop to take a bow and keep moving forward and start looking towards your heart. It'll open all the doors and only then you'll start to hear the world sing a chorus with your mind and heart. Align your purpose, everything will feel gorgeous. Every day I sit and pray with what I have is more than I deserve or could ever imagine. How do I get back to all of this magic and spread the love so everybody can have it? Doesn't matter if I'm rich or if I got it home, if I'm all alone. Bad things happen, I can just complain and moan. But there's a million things that I could be grateful for. The small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift.
Come on in. Yay! Welcome. Morning. Cell phones, make a post, I'm here at Unity. Hi, Facebook people. And then remember, please, to turn your volume down. So while Tony's giving us a great lesson, your phone doesn't go off and you get all excited and sidetracked. So, if you're here for the very first time, we have a new timer, welcomers. That doesn't sound right. We have a table at the back with some information about Unity of London. And if you're not here for the very first time and you've not taken a look back there, take a peek. There's some good stuff. Take something home, learn something. So, important announcements today. Glendale Crossing. I know all of you were planning on going today. Unfortunately, it's been canceled because they're under quarantine. So, stay tuned. Keep your singing voice ready, and Pauline will let us know when we're going to do the next one. Today's the last day for our winter sock drop, hat drop, mitten drop, any kind of things that you are bringing for the people that are less fortunate to keep them warm through the winter, and our lovely ladies that are looking after the tree and all the goodies will be delivering their last load again today. And you are the light. Oh, I meant to bring the daily word if I may. Thank you. So in following with what Rev Lori was doing with the You Are the Light at the front of the, and this reminds me as well, Daily Words. We get every month or every 2 months, we get in a certain number of copies of Daily Word. We have lots left for January, February. So they're typically $5.95. I made an executive decision, and no, I'm not an executive at this time, but I made a decision. Because we have some, $3. Month of February, so you get the second half. So pick up a copy today, and just $3 in the bookstore. And in the front of the Daily Word, you will find that for every month they have a couple of key things. So we're going to affirm some important things about inner peace and harmony and wholeness. So inner peace. Peace flows like a river throughout my being. Would you affirm that with me? Peace flows like a river throughout my being. Harmony. I am the harmonious action of divine love. I am the harmonious action of divine love. Wholeness. Every part of my body, mind, and spirit celebrates divine life. Every part of my body, mind, and spirit celebrates divine life. Prosperity. In gratitude, I see abundant blessings and possibilities. In gratitude, I see abundant blessing and possibilities. And world peace, which we all aspire for. My every prayerful thought blesses the world with peace. My every prayerful thought blesses the world with peace. You are the light of the world.
You are the light of the world.
I am the light of the world.
I am the light of the world.
Okay, what's our next slide? Da, 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 da. We're going to sing again. Yay! Come on, get on your feet.
Go slouch it.
Now this is, some of you may not know, but this is our last day here, and you folks are going to be on your own singing from now on. So today, I want you to really sing this rascal, okay?
Okay, so we were going to let you know at the end of the service. If you were here for the meeting last week, you would know that at this time we're stopping the contract we have with Jim and Carlin. It's temporary. Everything in life is temporary. We thought they'd be here next week, but this is the last Sunday. So make sure you give them lots of applause today and lots of hugs later on, and carry on. Thanks.
Good morning, friends. Good morning. Unity's foundation is affirmative prayer. That means Unity defines prayer as the most highly accelerated mind action known. It is an affirmation of truth and a communion between you and all that is. Through prayer, the mind is renewed and circumstances transformed. If you wish prayer for someone else or for yourself, you're invited to use our prayer box. Put a first name only on a piece of paper and place it in the box. No need to explain the situation, as Divine Mind is all-knowing. It will be prayed over here at Unity by our prayer angels for 30 days, and then sent on to Silent Unity for additional prayer. And remember that 24 hours a day, you can call 1-800-NOW-PRAY to reach Silent Unity, where people have been praying with and for people for over 130 years. If you wish private one-on-one prayer or the sharing of healing energy, our prayer chaplain will be available at the back of the fellowship room to take you to the prayer room following the service. Today's prayer chaplain is Mary Ann. Please come forward and lead us in prayer.
Good morning.
Morning.
Now is a good time to just be still. And I think now is a good time to just stop and go to the place within you where all that matters is really all that matters. Love, peace, and harmony. And with each gentle breath we take, let us pray as one to Divine Essence for Unity of York Region Study Group in Newmarket and Unity Church of Ottawa. For those who are unable to be here this morning, and for our online community, and for all of you who are here with us this morning. Let us pray for anyone you may wish to enfold in a little extra loving kindness. This would be a good time to whisper their name into sacred prayer. Let us hold all seekers of love, peace, and harmony in universal prayer in our own community of London, in our own country of Canada, and anywhere else the sun also rises. Our prayers will be heard. Our prayers will be felt. Amen.
And now for a message from the Daily Word, brought to us by Silent Unity. I let God be God in me. Meister Eckhart, 14th century German mystic, taught, all that God asks you most pressingly is to go out of yourself and let God be God in you. Reflecting on Eckhart's words, I remember that whatever I'm doing, I need never feel frustrated by the limits of human wisdom and understanding. Letting go and letting God reminds me that God's presence is with me throughout every experience of my life. God's love, life, wisdom, understanding, and strength are mine. Even my inner power of release works through me whenever I call upon it. My human self, together with the indwelling presence of God, the Christ in me, brings good into my life. The words that I say to you, I do not speak on my own, but the Father who dwells in me does his works. John 14, verse 10.
You know, in unity we say often at the ends of our prayers or our discussions, we say, and so it is, and some months ago we wrote too. With that, we'd like to play that. You find all kinds of reasons to let go. There's always an excuse to stub your toe. You can wrap yourself in pain if you choose. Or you can get back up and put yourself to use. And so it is, and so it is. We let life break us down, and we resist. When troubles block our way, remember there's a brighter day. The sun will shine again, and so it is. Because we get to make most every day. How will we feel if things that come our way? Lord, lift like a whipping willow, stand strong like a mighty oak. Cry for sympathy, or for and so it is, and so it is. We let life break us down, we resist. When troubles block our way, remember there's a brighter day. The sun will shine again, and so it is. Down on the bottom you will find lots of lonely souls, people who will quit every road. But pain is only passing, so keep reaching for the stars. And when trouble comes your way, just let it go. No one can guarantee an easy ride. Pain that comes our way can't be denied. We can let it beat us down, or we can move to higher ground. Leave the beat behind and learn to fly. And so it is, and so it is. We let life break us down, we resist. When troubles block our way, remember there's a brighter day. The sun will shine again, and so it is. Yes, the sun will shine again, and so it is.
And so it is. Today, our guest speaker is Tony Orvidas. Tony has a degree in psychology and sociology, a college diploma specializing in social services, and certificates in long-term care management and municipal administration. Wow, fun stuff. After a long and distinguished career as a director and administrator in social and human services, Tony founded Abundance Together, a semi-spiritual online journal and website community. He is a lifelong student and teacher of spirituality, metaphysics, and abundance manifestation, an experienced mentor, speaker, and trainer, the author of Using the Law of Attraction, and a motorcycle riding instructor at Fanshawe College. I'm going to say well-rounded. A little bit of fun, a little bit of serious stuff, and stuff in between. Tony and his wife Bonnie have been supporters of Unity of London since 2002, and it says active, but I'm going to say very active members for the past 7 years. Tony regularly provides sacred service here at Unity as a Sunday counter and platform assistant, Vice President of the Board of Directors, and of course as a speaker occasionally. Tony has shared messages with us on a number of occasions, and it is a pleasure to introduce him once again. I'm sure his lessons will be interesting, humorous, and above all, thought-provoking. Give a warm welcome to Tony.
Thank you, Sylvia. Get my stuff together. Good morning, Unity of London. Good morning. The title of today's message, as you can see, is Building a Mystery. And the mystery I'm talking about is God. The title came to me as I was listening to a song by a fellow Canadian, Sarah McLachlan. And the song's about someone who builds a personal facade. Now, are we building a facade? A facade of God for ourselves or maybe for others? A front or a superficial appearance or illusion? Are we creating a God in the image of ourselves instead of accepting that we are created in God's image? How do we, or more specifically, do you visualize God? What is God? Or is there a God at all? Well, I'd like to share with you some insider information about God. First from Unity and then from Abraham Hicks. Unity's theme for 2020, as you have no doubt heard a few times, is perfect vision, seeing through a spiritual lens. And in today's message, that's how we'll be looking at ourselves and at this God. The Unity theme for January is mystery, allowing space for the unknown and the unknowable. Now, Jane referred to that in her reading about Daily Worth today. Reverend Margot Ford says this about mystery. When faced with life's big questions, how do we accept the unknowable? What can we know of God? What of our understanding of God? What do we truly know? In Paul's first letter to the church in Corinth, he wrote, "For now we see in a mirror, dimly, but then we will see face to face. Now I know only in part, then I will know fully, even as I have been fully known." That's 1 Corinthians. There have been numerous interpretations of those scripture verses, yet we can understand Paul was stating the obvious. There is much we do not know, and what we do know of God is of necessity limited by our human nature. The good that God is may seem easy to understand until we encounter something that does not fit the pattern of our closely held beliefs. It may be then that we see through our spiritual lens dimly, as Lori referred to at last week's message. How do we explain many of the events in our lives and in the world, especially those not welcome? Well, I'll try to address that in today's message. Now, back to mystery. It means something that is difficult or impossible to understand or explain. A problem, enigma, riddle, puzzle, secret, or something which baffles or perplexes. Is that your understanding of God? It is mine to some degree. So let's talk about that. But first, here's a little story. It's adapted from one of Unity's very own, Reverend Eric Butterworth. Little Johnny went to church religiously every and each week. He spent a number of months in Sunday school studying lessons devoted to the Old Testament of the Bible. Eventually, he was introduced to the first lesson of the New Testament. Well, that was an eye-opener for him. As he was leaving church after Sunday school that day, he remarked to one of his classmates, "Boy, God sure got better as he got older, didn't he?" A funny thing, as I was thinking about the message for today, I picked up a book that my brother John had given me for Christmas entitled The God Delusion by Richard Dawkins. It's basically a denial of the existence of God, or more specifically, a personal God. This is one of the things that Dawkins said. The God of the Old Testament is arguably the most unpleasant character in all fiction. Jealous, proud of it, petty, unjust, unforgiving control freak, a vindictive, bloodthirsty ethnic cleanser, a misogynistic, homophobic, racist, infanticidal, genocidal, filicidal, pestilential, megalomaniacal, sadomasochistic, capriciously malevolent bully. Wow. How does that make you feel? Do you agree? Are you offended? Do you find it sacrilegious at all? Well, as you can guess, Richard Dawkins certainly received a lot of less than appreciative comments about that statement. But it kind of fits with what little Johnny said to his classmates. The God of the Old Testament was certainly not like the God that Jesus of Nazareth called Jesus, called Lord, called Father. Jehovah, or the original Yahweh, is one of God's names as given in the Bible. The metaphysical meaning of Jehovah is He who is, who was, who will be manifest, the self-existent one. He who is eternal, the I am that you hear about. In unity, God is all there is, present everywhere and absolutely good. That's the first unity principle. Unity also tells us that God is spirit, the loving source of all that is, the one power, all good, everywhere present, all wisdom. And each of us is an individual, eternal expression of God. Our essential nature is divine. In unity, some other ways that we speak of God are using terms like life, love, light, substance, principle, law, universal mind. Abraham Hicks defines God as infinite intelligence and source energy, and states that we are extensions of this non-physical source energy, that this extension is our inner being. And that neatly fits with unity principle number 2, which states we are spiritual beings created in God's image, doesn't it? I think that at this point it would be good for us to have a brief refresher on Abraham Hicks. For some of you, this may just be an introduction. For others, not. How many of you are familiar with Abraham Hicks? Quite a number. So, sometimes it's good to hear things again, kind of reinforces stuff, helps us to remember. So bear with me. For information, I'm getting most of my Abraham Hicks information from the Law of Attraction. It's one of the international bestsellers included in the essential collection that I'm using here. Now, Neil Donald Walsh, he's the author of the Conversations with God series, says this about the book. It is everything you need to know about life and how to make it work. All the tools with which to create the experiences you've always wanted. By the way, the late inspirational speaker, Wayne Dyer, was also a great fan of Abraham Hicks. He even co-authored a book with Esther Hicks called Co-Creating at Its Best. As an aside, Dr. Wayne tells a story about receiving a congratulations card from his kids on his 64th birthday. And on the front of the card it said, "Inside is a message from God." Well, he was very pleased with this, since the kids seemed to finally appreciate his spiritual work. He was then rather taken aback when he opened the card to read, "See you soon, God." And for those of us over 60, you can relate better to that, maybe. Anyway, I digress. The Abraham in Abraham Hicks is a group of loving entities or teachers, spiritual guides, if you will, that are supposedly channeled by Esther Hicks. That's why it's Abraham Hicks. By channel, I mean she, Esther, receives their, Abraham's, thoughts, like radio signals, and then translates them into physical words and concepts. Somewhat similar to Jane Roberts, who channeled Ramtha, J.C. Knight with Seth, Pat Roadcast with Emmanuel, and more recently, Tracy Farquhar with the unusually named Frank. These entities, this Abraham, came forth to reacquaint her, Esther, with the eternal laws of the universe. Let's talk a little bit about them now. There's 3 of them, and I'll very likely touch on each. The law of attraction, science of deliberate creation, the art of allowing. By understanding them and deliberately applying those 3 laws, you create your own life experience exactly as you want it to be. In other words, all people, circumstances, and events are invited into your experience by you through your thoughts. Not unlike the 3rd unity principle, which states, we create our life experiences through our way of what?
Thinking.
Yes, thinking. You do this even if you're ignorant of the laws, because they're always working anyway, whether you're aware of them or believe in them or not. So let's delve deeper into the law of attraction. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, called it the law of mind action. It's the most powerful law of them all. And in short, it says, that which is like unto itself is drawn. It's the basis of everything that you manifest, that you create, that you bring into your existence, into your experience. Nothing merely shows up in your life. You attract all of it, no exceptions. That's a hard one. You create your own reality through vibrations that you express, and that which in turn attracts similar vibrations. You attract that which you focus on. It's like setting a radio dial, say FM 96. My wife won't let me listen to that because it's a little heavy. You receive the FM 96 broadcast on that frequency, that signal. You want another station? Different music, classical? Well, you have to change the station, the vibration, the frequency, the focus. Now, you can create by default, which you tend to do most of the time without thinking about it. It's stuff that you just observe and is called what is. So as you focus on what is, you get more of it. More of what is called, or what you may be calling, reality. Now, you can also create by default, which you tend to do most of the time without thinking about it. It's stuff that you just observe and is called what is. So as you focus on what is, you get more of it. More of what people call reality. Oh, sorry, I'm just repeating myself, aren't I? Okay, you can create deliberately, intentionally, and consciously. So let's take a look and see what Abraham Hicks says about that one. As you deliberately direct your thoughts and focus upon the things that you do want to draw into your experience, you will begin to receive the life experiences that you desire on all subjects. Your attention to subjects, your activation of thoughts, and the law of attraction's response to those thoughts is responsible for every person, every event, and every circumstance that comes into your life. All of these things are brought into your experience through a sort of powerful magnetic funnel, as they are vibrational matches to your own thoughts. You see, it matters not if you're focusing on things you want or things you don't want. You attract whatever you think about. So it's very important to make your thoughts positive. Now there's a part of you, the physical or the non-physical part of you, which, as I previously told you, Abraham Hicks calls your inner being. You can call it your soul or your higher self if you like. And your emotions are your physical indication of your relationship with this inner being. In other words, emotions let us know whether we are in the process of creating something we want or something we don't want. So you simply need to pay attention to how you are feeling. Abraham Hicks calls it your EGS, or emotional guidance system. If it feels good, you're in harmony with your inner being. Every emotion that you feel is, without exception, communication from your inner being, letting you know in the moment the appropriateness of whatever you are thinking, speaking, or acting. Whenever you're feeling bad, you're not in alignment with your intentions, so you need to adjust your thoughts. We can talk about that in future messages. Let's move on now to the science of deliberate creation. And it says, that which I give thought to and that which I believe or expect is. In short, you get what you're thinking about, what you focus on, whether you want it or not. So create on purpose. The science of deliberate creation is a delicately balanced law with two parts. Part one, there is a thought of what you want, the desire. Part two, there is the expectation or belief, the allowing into your experience that which you have created through your thought. So let's say you want a new vehicle. For us guys, a shiny black monster 4x4. Or maybe, for the ladies, a cute little yellow bug. Or vice versa. And you're all excited about it, and you're ready to have it in your experience, but you start feeling a little bit of doubt. You want it, but you think you don't really deserve it, or maybe you think that it's a little too expensive. And then you're starting to stifle your creation. You've done the first part, but you have hindered the creation by not believing, by not expecting, and by not allowing its manifestation. Because to bring it into your experience, both parts of the process must be in place. The wanting and the belief of getting. So to manifest deliberately, they must work in harmony. Finally, we come to the art of allowing, which says, I am that which I am, and I am willing to allow all others to be which they are. It's the law that will bring you the most freedom. You will be that which you choose to be, and you will let everyone else be that which they want to be. You will let them be, but not necessarily in a tolerant fashion. You see, there's a great difference between allowing, which is a positive emotion, and tolerating, which is a negative one. So by tolerating something, you attract more of it. When you feel negative emotion because you have seen something in others that you do not want to see, it's not their lack, it is your own. And so when you make the decision that you want to see only that which pleases you, then you will begin to see only that which pleases you. And all of your experiences will bring forth positive emotion. Because by the law of attraction, you will attract unto you only that which is in harmony with what you want. Now, do you think that's easier said than done? Yeah. So maybe we can talk about that further another time. For the time being, however, what do you need to do? Abraham Hicks tells us. Can you not see the value of spending 10 or 15 minutes every day deliberately setting forth powerful thoughts that evoke great, powerful, passionate, positive emotion in order to attract circumstances and events into your life experience that are to your wanting? Maybe we can call that affirmations, visualization. Okay, now it's time to quickly summarize today's message because we're running out of time. God is all there is, present everywhere and absolutely good. Each of us is an individual, eternal expression of God. Our essential nature is divine. There are three eternal laws of the universe. Law of attraction, science of deliberate creation, the art of allowing. We create our life experiences through our way of thinking. Every day, deliberately set forth powerful thoughts that evoke positive emotion. Let us now prepare for meditation.
Surely the presence of
Take a deep breath, relax. Take another deep breath and calm that monkey mind of yours as best as you can. We will initially do a guided meditation and then we'll go into silence. This meditation is adapted from the Creative Workshop process by Abraham Hicks. Let my words be yours. I like being here. I recognize the value and power of this time. I feel very good to be here. I see myself in a sort of total package, one where I know it's of my own creating, and certainly a package of my own choosing. I am full of energy in this picture of myself, tireless, and really moving through life experience without resistance. As I see myself gliding about, moving in and out of my car, in and out of buildings, in and out of rooms, in and out of conversations, and in and out of life experiences, I see myself flowing effortlessly, comfortably, and happily. I see myself attracting only those who are in harmony with my current intent. And I am clearer and clearer in every moment about what it is I want. And it's nice to know that it matters not what others are choosing, or what others are even thinking about what I am choosing. What is important is I am pleased with me. And as I see myself, I certainly am. I recognize that I am unlimited in all facets of my life. I choose absolute and continuing abundance, for I understand that there is no limit to the abundance in the universe, and that by my attracting abundance to myself, I am not limiting another. There is enough for everyone. Let us now sit in silence for a few moments and contemplate the universal abundance available to us all in health, wealth, and relationships. It is glorious to be here, as a physical being, making decisions with my physical brain, but accessing the power of the universe through the power of the law of attraction. And it is from this marvelous state of being that I now attract more of the same. It is good. It is fun. I like it very much. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you so much, Tony. Very thought-provoking to look at the mystery of God, and yet I think each one of us feel that we've learned practical things that we can take into this week to make a real difference for ourselves with our understanding and how we live. Now it's our time for giving and receiving our tithes and offerings. Our unity principles teach us that we are one with divine source, and so we give not to source, but as source. Giving has been described as a spiritual practice of radical generosity. I love that. Giving to what we wish to see flourish. Giving puts us in the flow of divine abundance. By the back door of the sanctuary on the wall, you will find intention cards. These may also be placed in the offering bag. This week, our prayer angels will uphold your intentions for what you want to achieve, either as a plan for your day or for your life. Now, let us affirm together by singing our offertory blessing.
Thine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. This is a tune about unity, strangely enough. You may ever feel lonely, a bit of a crowd, ever be in trouble by what you're doing, ever feel like things goes up and down, can't see the good for the right and ruin. If you lead your life and I'm in control, a man's a hook to your heart and soul. be. He is thanks for saving me. That means why, that's for you. The most important part of unity. They didn't teach fear, they didn't teach shame, they didn't believe in what you said. They don't try to replace the blame, they just share their love. Spirit's name, I found the love and peace and unity. You will be what you will unity. And a room for me, and there's room for you. Friends who will help you through. So then you for understanding there. And for the end of my despair. I for the person I want to be. Peace, thanks for saving me. That means why, that's for you. The most important part of unity. Unity is the place to be. Unity is for you and me. For you want to be in unity, community. They didn't teach fear, they didn't teach shame, they didn't believe what you said. They don't try to place the blame, they just share their love. And Spirit's name, I found a love and peace and unity, and you'll be welcome to the unity. You had a room for me, and there's room for you. Friends who will help you through. So there you for the understanding there, and for the end of my despair. I for the person that I want to be. He is thanks for saving me. That is why, and that's for you. The most important part of unity. Unity is the place to be. And unity is for you and me. Said unity for who you want to be. In the unity of unity.
Well, you're happy you're standing up now, so let's give a very warm thank you to Jim and Carlin for the last year and a half. And regardless of what the future brings for all of us, we know that it is good, and we will always be blessed by the songs that you have written for us, and we are so grateful for that. Remember, the Incontinentals are always playing around town.
Somewhere. Got a feeling, listen.
Okay, let's bless our offerings and tithes. Sweet Spirit, we truly are very appreciative for the gifts that have been given today, whether they've been given physically today through the mail or through online giving over the week. We know that we are an abundant, prosperous, flourishing community, and plateauing at a place where we're thinking about how we can truly shine even brighter than ever before. And we know that as we tune in, we will be given the answers, and we will follow through and act on those. And it is all good. Amen. Let's sing some more.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one. One tie that binds us that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace for our planet is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are all part of each other. We are one. One choice unites us, let this be the one.
as you go about this week, pay attention to how you feel and co-create with positive expectations and create what you want, not what you don't want. It's your choice. Have a great week. And our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds me. I am light. The love of God enfolds me. I am love. The power of God protects me. I am power. The presence of God watches over me. I am presence. Wherever I am, God is. I am divine.